Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2020 Keystone Springdale 1750RD. This is a great couples model. You have sleeping space up front, side aisle bath, good countertop space, and of course the main feature is right in the back, and that is the large U-shaped dinette. If we take a look at the kitchen, as I mentioned, great prep space right here, electrical outlet on the wall, so that way if you need to put a coffee maker or anything here, you can plug that in, super easy. You also have your single basin sink, the high-rise faucet there. They went with white just to kind of help make things a little bit brighter because you do have darker cabinetry. And then off to this side is the 2-burner cooktop. You have a window here for light at night. You also have a light right up top, LED light there. I'm sorry, for light at night here, light during the day there. Storage across the top, open that up for you so you can take a look. Pretty good storage space there. And then microwave as well as a hood with both a light and a fan. If we drop down, we'll look at the Dometic fridge with the drop down freezer. You can see that right there. Pretty cool feature in a camper this size. This one does run off both propane and electric, and it has automatic switchover. A lot of times when you get into these like 3 cubic foot units, rather than having the automatic, it'll be manual. So that's just one less thing you have to worry about. You'll also see the Multimedia Center. That unit does control the speakers in here as well as outside. Has a couple different inputs. You have an HDMI, USB port on there as well, and it is Bluetooth capable. Underneath that is a direct vent furnace, and folks, in a camper this size, that is definitely all you need. Right next to that are 2 full extension ball bearing drawers for all of your flatware, other utensils, hot pads, whatever else you want to toss in there. Speaking of the furnace, you will see that your thermostat is right here on the wall. Now this is just for the heat. There is an AC unit I'll show you in a little bit, but the controls for that are on that unit itself. You'll also see the tank monitoring panel. Both your water pump and water heater controls are on there too. Now, as I mentioned, the main feature in this camper is right here in the back, and that is the large U-shaped dinette. Now, I really like this one for a couple different reasons. One, as you can see, you have plenty of space. So if you have 4 people, you can have 2 here, 1 on each side. Everyone can sit around, have a meal together, play a game together. It is a little tough to get in just because of the positioning of the legs, but having the wider leg base does make the table a little more stable, which is great. And as you can see, you can sneak in. It's not too awful. The other thing about this is it does drop down into a bed. So if you have guests that are staying the night, you need additional sleeping space, you can very comfortably accommodate 1 person. If it's 2 people, if they want to snuggle, you can certainly do that too. The other thing I like is if you take a look underneath this seat, they actually finished off this right down here, which is kind of cool. So if you want to take the table and drop that down, you have a fully finished area. So, if it's just 2 of you and you kind of want to sit back and relax, you can kind of sit back like this, and it gives you just like a little, I don't know, almost like an end table, like a coffee table kind of right in the center. Just kind of a cool extra feature. Now there is storage under both sides on the outside. We'll see that when we go out there, but it also provides that excellent storage space. Now my favorite part though is the fact you are completely surrounded by windows. Folks, it lets a ton of natural light into here. Big rear picture window, which again is fairly uncommon in a camper this size. Even for this layout, other manufacturers that have this layout generally don't have a window this large. So that's pretty cool. Lets you look out the back if you have a really beautiful view. You will also see on the off-door side, you have extra little storage area. You kind of have like the countertop space with an electrical outlet, so if you want a coffee maker over here or whatever else you need to plug in. But you get the storage underneath, which is fantastic. And then right up top is that AC unit I was mentioning. So controls are right here for it. And again, in a camper this size, this will keep you nice and cool. It doesn't reach the bedroom quite as well just because it has to get around the wall. But if you have it running, it definitely will drop the temp in here for you, no problem. You will see that you have a TV mount. So if you want TV, this is where you put it. And obviously, it's a great spot from just about anywhere on that U-shaped dinette. So you can get an articulating arm if you want, but it's probably not super necessary. You'll also see the connections right up on top here, as well as your 4G LTE cellular service prep. So that way, if you want cellular Wi-Fi, wherever you go, you have the capability of getting that. Just remember that it does take an extra cellular plan. If we make our way into the bathroom here, we'll drop right down on the toilet to give you an idea of size. So I'm 6 foot. As you can see, it is a little bit tight on my shoulders here, if I sit all the way back, but if you want, you can put your arm right up here on the countertop. There's plenty of countertop space. It's not too terrible. I do have good leg room. But speaking of that, you can see the extra countertop space. So if you want to put, a toothbrush holder up here or something, or if you need a place to set down like your curling iron, flat iron, you can do that. You have the electrical outlet there. Underneath, you'll see the double storage plumbing access on top, plus you have this cubby hole over here to the side. And then you will also notice you have the mirrored medicine cabinet there for additional storage, vent fan right up top. And then over to this side is your shower. So I'll take a step in here. As far as height, you can see I'm 6 foot, as I mentioned, and I kind of have to duck down a little bit. If you're, maybe 5'11" or certainly 5'10" or shorter, you'd have no issues in this shower whatsoever. Hand wand there, of course, makes showering a little bit easier. And then you have the curtain off to the side. If we take a look up front, the master bed will be located right here. If we take a look at this side, you'll see you kind of have like a nightstand space right there with electrical outlet and dual USB ports. Plus, you have the hanging rod in your wardrobe there, and then the shelf running all the way along the top. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2020 Keystone Springdale 1750RD. Right up front is a 20-pound propane tank, and your battery rails are located directly behind that. Coming up the front is diamond etch plating, helping to protect that front end. But if you take a look at this one, the entire siding here actually has a different aluminum on it. This has that diamond etched aluminum throughout the entire thing. So the entire camper is a little more durable, helping against any bumps, scrapes, bikes that run up against it, something like that. Like I said, as you can see, the entire side is the same thing. So very cool aluminum on this one. When you open up the pass-through, if you take a look inside, you will see that you have a pretty good size pass-through there, same size door on the other side as well. And when we go to the back, as I mentioned, this one has a lot of storage in the back too, which is great, especially for an RV that is this size. You will see the power awning. Touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to have it go back in. There's an LED light strip there for light at night, and it also has the power rail built in. There are some accessories you can plug right into here. There's already power running through it that will run those accessories. So that can be, again, a good additional feature. Couple speakers right up top. Those are connected to that Multimedia Center inside, but that unit is Bluetooth capable. And you will see your electrical outlet here on the outside. So if you need to plug anything in, that'll be the place to do it. So as I mentioned, great storage. Take a look at this, folks. Not only do you have that pass-through up front, you have all this extra storage right over here. Coming around to the back, you'll see the square tubular bumper with an end cap, which gives you a convenient spot to store your sewer hose. Also your spare tire, so that way it's very easy to access. And as I mentioned, we were inside that big rear picture window. We're coming around to the off-door side. Again, more additional storage. Take a look at that. Folks, for a camper this size, this is unprecedented outside storage. So just a ton of storage on this one, which I think is great because, if you've gone RVing before, you've taken campers out before, you know that you have more stuff than you can generally pack. So this one would definitely make my wife very happy too. And then right up front here, or kind of midship, I guess, is your 30 amp power cord. So that way you can just take that, plug it in, have shore power. That will allow you to run your AC. Your termination is located in front of your axle here. There you'll see both your black and gray tank valves. And lastly, your water connections are right up front. The fresh tank fill in the very front here, and right behind that is your city water inlet. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is a 2020 Keystone Springdale 1750RD. If you're interested in this wonderful travel trailer and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.